enjoy this man's work on The Daily Show. He's been a correspondent there since 2011, and the latest episode of his new show About a Boy is tonight on NBC at 9:30 Eastern. Al Madrigal, good to see you, sir.
Which is tough because we're going up against the Royals-Giants, which I never want to have happen.
No.
I'm a big Giants fan, a big Niner fan, big Warrior fan. It's a good time to
DVR About a Boy. And then, because you can't DVR a live sporting
No,
event.
you can't.
You cannot do that.
I have to go radio, I have to go phone off, not talk to a soul. I've had it come up a couple times.
Sports blackout?
I go sports blackout. I was on Sunday night. I did the Kennedy Center Honors with Jay Leno. So
Fantastic.
it's me. Yeah, it was crazy. I mean,
wow, what
me,
was that
Seinfeld.
No way.
Yeah, Fallon, Richard Klein,
Richard Klein is Robert
Klein.
He is the best of all.
I did a Daily Show piece in Austin, Texas, on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Flew to D.C. And then shot for 15 hours yesterday, and I'm I'm a little bit of a mess.
So did you watch the 49ers game? Or
I had to go blackout for a little bit, but then I found somebody in production to put it on, and so when I tuned in for the first time, because I told my son, I was 12 years old,
yes,
that we're going to watch it together, and I'm going to go black, but I couldn't stick to that.
You couldn't. I mean, it is impossible. I'm a Michigan Wolverine guy.
Yeah.
And I was in a flight back home with my family from Hawaii when they were in the final game against Louisville 2 years ago in the NCAA tournament. So I knew I had to go sports blackout. So I actually, to cover my bases, Al, used my son, who was 4 at the time, to get into the cockpit to tell the pilot, please do not announce the score when we land.
Which is probably post 9/11 something that's pretty difficult to do. Even if you're an adorable 4-year-old.
Well, I said, hey, I said to my son, would you like to see up front the cockpit? And he's like, sure. And I asked the stewardess, we pulled the whole, Scraps is a boy dog sort of thing. Sent him up there with the kid.
No, they found me, and I was supposed to go on, and it was a big deal. And you look out, and Wolf Blitzer is in, and it was just so surreal, weird gig. And I'm watching Seth Meyers and Fallon and Seinfeld have a conversation in front of me. I'm like, what's happening? How weird is my life? And then at the same time, I'm sneaking away to go watch this blowout. And I do agree that it was cheesy that they calculated the keep away.
Is that, you sure that's not just bitter 49
They're going to turn it into a Papa John's commercial.
Thank you, Al.
See, I know. The Patriot fan agrees.
Yeah, it was his day.
What do you think of your 49ers? They're 4-3.
We'll be 9-3.
You think
very
so?
Soon.
You think so?
Well, we've got Rams coming up. Might be our toughest game. We get Rams, Giants, Redskins. And then we've got Raiders. I forget who else is in there.
Well, you got Seattle twice.
That's when Alden is going to be back, Navarro Bowman is going to be back, and so hopefully...
There you go. There's your next 4. You've got Rams, at Saints, at Giants, and then...
Yeah, I mean, at Saints is really tough, and they certainly need the win, but I'm looking at, ideally, we're in a 9-3 situation, because Raiders is after Redskins, and then we have to go, I just hope fans don't die during that, and have you heard anything about Niners-Raiders games at all?
Mariucci, who I work with,
yes,
says that they are, shall we say, next level.
My father still goes to the games. He's 75 years old. He had tickets at Kezar Stadium. And so I have, with my family, 16 seats at the new stadium.
Yeah.
And so when Raiders...
16?
16 seats.
Wow. That's a boatload of licenses, right?
It's a lot of licenses. But my wife's not very happy about it at all.
Right.
So
it's okay, though.
It's all right. I'm doing it. I figured I sort of made the choice without consulting her. But anyway, it's a whole other thing. So my dad, when we had the Raiders played the 49ers in the preseason game, and this is like 2 years ago, we escorted him out like we were Secret Service, looking ahead because... I've never seen more violence. It's
a Mad Max movie.
It really is longest yard prison game. That's what it is.
But a lot of the fans just dress up that way. They're.
No, I saw a huge, and it was the Niner fans.
Oh
huge
gosh.
Samoan guy smashed a guy's head against a sink. I'm like, go now, everyone, move, move, move. I got you.
And yet you've got 16 seats.
New stadium.
Do you?
I'm all for the seat license.
Your tour dates, do you move your tour dates around so you can actually catch the Niners on the
Niners found out about the fact that me and my comic friends that you saw in a video actually, our dream was to schedule road gigs around Niner away schedule. So we showed up last year. We went to the Redskin game, did a show the night before. Niner Nation, a lot of people, 49ers actually got behind it. Niner fans came out. It was one of the best things that ever happened to me. It's like Joe Rogan does the same thing with UFC fights. Why not go and do gigs around that?
I know. Do you and Jon Stewart ever go back and forth? Because I know he's a big Giants fan.
A Daily Show has, I'm, by the way, the winner, fantasy champion at the Daily Show.
The Daily Show Fantasy Football.
Right here.
You won last year?
Yes.
Who's in this league? Do we know who's in it?
No, it's all producers.
All producers,
but,
okay.
Sports craze. Jon Stewart wants to talk about sports way more than he wants to talk about politics.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems that way sometimes.
Huge, it's Mets, and then it goes Giants, and then Knicks, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, the Niners and Giants have played some of the more classic games
pretty amazing
of all time.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. I think we get through injuries, and hopefully we'll be okay.
Well, what is it like doing those daily shows? Because it's some of the best TV. That's on my DVR. I don't season pass many shows, but that's one of them.
The interviews
and what
are rough.
you do and what you guys, the interview, because you have to. Are you pull like an okey doke on some of these people, or do you go straight forward?
We asked them to say what they said in the pre-interview, or what they.
Right.
So we pull these people off TV, and so they've been a talking head on some talk show and said something ridiculous, or said what they said, and they expressed their opinion. We asked them to just restate that, and we don't try to coax them into saying something that they don't believe in, but just want their actual opinion. We've just written a lot of jokes around that.
Right,
So.
but then your comments to them when you reverse the two-shot.
I had to tell a Black Panther. If you watch, it's a Canadian bridge piece. He was 6'8", easily like 375. That I thought he was working for the man, and that he wasn't being the best Black Panther at this point.
Oh my gosh!
And he told me he was going to put his foot somewhere.
Okay,
and
that's
but
not
I was
safe
just
for
staring
work.
at him and couldn't believe it was happening, towering above me in Detroit, and just I've been in some crazy situations where people have definitely wanted to kill me.
Oh my!
But I used to fire people for a living.
What, what do you mean about that?
So if you saw Up in the Air with George Clooney, I did that job.
Yes.
So my parents, still to this day, have an HR company that manages other people's problems.
Okay.
So I was like the wolf from Pulp Fiction, but just like a corporate fixer.
Okay.
So if two people were getting in a fist fight, I had assembly plants in San Jose, California, where it was all Hmongs, the Vietnamese people, people without a land.
Okay.
And they didn't know how to. I get a phone call. Hey Al, you got to get down here right away. We got a problem. And they didn't know how to use the bathroom. And so
they did not know how to use the bathroom.
Apparently in San Jose, California, they were all putting dirt on the floors in their apartment because they had never used
a commode.
They were standing on the toilet seats. And so I had to go and speak to a large group of Hmong men and say, fellas, take your time. Enjoy it. Bring a paper in there. Like that.
Oh my gosh.
So they would all have fake names too. It was, my name is Bic Tran Nguyen, but you can call me Keith. And stuff like that. It was like, Ben, Keith, follow me. I'm going to show these guys. Yeah. And so I appointed a bathroom monitor right away. But it's like, I dealt with other people's headaches, and firing people was a big thing. So when you go to do stand-up or a Daily Show piece, it's not.
That's nothing.
It's
That's
nothing.
nothing. And normally, because I did stand-up for 3 years in college, and that's made everything else that I've ever done that much easier. So that your previous job with your up in the air type gig has made everything, even stand-up, that much easier.
The best part is when I went to go do stand-up in the Bay Area and looked out and saw people I fired.
No, you have not done
Yes.
that.
I remember in a club in Sunnyvale, California, I get up on stage and I look out and there's 3 dudes spread out, just looking at me like this, like that, not laughing. And I thought it was the best. I was like, what's up, fellas? Remember me? Huh?
How did you wind up roasting the general manager of the San Francisco 49ers, Trent Baalke?
Through those 49, I got a call from his wife, which was unexpected and very cool.
Mrs. Baalke.
Mrs. Baalke, awesome family, Beth Baalke, and got to show up, and it's Tom Rathman is out there, Keena Turner, Dilfer's out there. If I had known Dilfer was going to be out there, I would have crushed him.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big target.
Yeah,
Dilfer's
he really
a big
is.
target. Yeah.
So, yeah, he's one of the coolest dudes ever. He's and so I got to show up. Jim Tomsula, the defensive line coach,
I love that guy.
introduces me. Yeah. I did an impression of the trainer. I had jokes for the scouts.
What a dream come true this is for you.
It was amazing.
I mean, you grow up as a Niner fan, and now you're part of the family.
I was yelling at scouts, going, "Nice haircut. Too bad they don't have a combine for barbers." Just...
And you're doing 49ers videos for them as well?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
great.
mean, really, they have a studio at this new stadium that, I mean, is very similar, that is top-notch.
Well, Jed York is the man. I mean,
he really is a cool dude. And then you know, you're talking about upper management of the Niners. They're 35-year-old guys, and so
it's in place for a long time to come.
Yes.
This is great. About a Boy on NBC, and you're doing that as well. What
dream gig? That's what the number one. I tell you, like, this is the job I've always dreamt of in show business. Is because you're fourth on the call sheet. I'm the friend.
Okay. Yeah. You're not the boy, you're the friend.
Not the boy, not the main guy.
Right.
Just the friend.
Right.
Love it. I always thought I wanted to be one of the guys on like a CSI that was looking at lab results. I go, I got your information. You want to see this.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's it.
Right.
You just go home. And this is just right up there. It's a really cute and fun show. It's a guy who did Friday Night Lights, Jason Katims.
Oh, man. That is heartstring tugging stuff.
So it really is a very well-written show.
Clear eyes, full heart.
Yep.
Can't lose. Hey, Al, thank you for coming on.
Hey.
I really appreciate this.
And you're having my buddy Jeff Garland on soon.
Yeah, Garland's coming in. I'm in his fantasy league, and I won that 2 years ago. I finished second. I lost the Super Bowl to him last year.
Years ago, he tried to get me to do baseball fantasy.
Oh, I'm in that too with him.
Really?
Yeah, for 3 years running. Yeah, I don't mind it. You know, I'm not one of those guys where it's an inconvenience. I pay attention to it anyway.
Sure,
so.
But you have to be married with.
Oh no, I'm married with children.
All
I'm
right.
married with children.
Okay.
You know, I can multitask. You know, I multitask. But being in it just. But as you know, fantasy stuff like that is the way to keep in touch with people. And that's a way to keep in touch with Garland.
Yeah.
You know, and tell me before I let you go, allthingscomedy.com. What's that all about?
I started my own podcast network with comedian Bill Burr. And so
he's a funny guy.
He's one of the funniest. And
he's a big Patriot fan, right?
Huge Patriot fan, yeah.
Okay.
And we decided that it was time for comedians to own their own distribution network. Mm-hmm. So it's allthingscomedy.com, and we have 50 podcasts. We have 5 million listeners per month.
Dude,
and
that's serious.
We're going to start doing a lot of video and branded content. There's no reason why you can't own your own stuff right now.
Well, congrats on everything with that website. Again, with About a Boy, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC. The Daily Show, you're great at it. That is, I mean, you mentioned Seinfeld and all those guys. I mean, Jon Stewart is absolutely on that pantheon. There's
Without
no
a doubt.
question. He's one of the best teleprompter readers I've ever seen, and I've seen them all. I have seen them all.
Well, a lot of times I'm standing backstage reading the teleprompter, and he's completely off.
Off of it. You can
yeah.
absolutely tell he's riffing off of it, and then he picks it up again. He is incredible.
Yes.
And you're great at it, too.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for coming on this
it.
program. Al Madrigal, follow him on Twitter also, at Al Madrigal.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern, on Audience.